Donald Trump won the election, and he has the right to pick the cabinet that he wants to work with. It's that simple. And Donald Trump did everything he was supposed to do. He won the election by a hefty margin. He also helped senators build their majority in the Senate to the tune of 53 seats. They started with 49 in the minority, and he selected his cabinet members in lightning speed, like within 2 weeks of the election. So now the Senate just has to do their job. And well, they seem to be standing in the way of Donald Trump having the team that he wants on day one. So Pete Hegseth is now defending himself, but even better, going on the offensive and talking about how they're using the exact same tactics, anonymous rumors and innuendo and gossip. The same tactics they used against Brett Kavanaugh, they're trying to use against Pete Hegseth.
Do you think you're being Kavanaugh'd right now?
I had a member not 45 minutes ago look me in the eye in private, just he and I, and say, that's what they're trying to do to you. That's what they're trying to do to you. That's their playbook. Get ready for more. And they're going to make it up, just like they have so far. All anonymous, all innuendo, all rumor, nothing sourced, no verification, and they're just going to keep doing it because you're a threat to them. You're a threat to their system. You're a threat to all the things in Washington, D.C., the swamp, the things that people have rejected. You're a threat to that. And so they're coming after you. And I know that. He knows that. And when you stand firm on that, it's not difficult to just continue to fight. So, yeah, we saw what happened, but guess what happened? Kavanaugh stood up and he fought and he won. And hopefully Republicans have learned that lesson.
And Trump stood by him.
And Trump stood by him. What you're seeing right now with me is the art of the smear. It is the classic art of the smear. Take whatever tiny kernels of truth, and there are tiny, tiny ones in there, and blow them up into a masquerade of a narrative about somebody that I am definitely not. And what they never quote, and we'll get into this too, are the legions of people from who I served with in combat, multiple tours, from the multiple veterans organizations that I very proudly ran, and I really want to get into that, and my time at Fox News. They never asked the people closest to me.
No.
They never asked the people who were involved directly. And when they do, and I've got a list right here of people, and Will Cain and my hosts at Fox News have come out, all the folks on Fox Friends have all come out and said, this is not Pete. And we've worked with Pete for 10 years, every single morning, every single day. They never ask those people.
Yeah.
And that's what a smear looks like.
That is exactly what a smear looks like. And by the way, listen, I don't know Pete Hegseth, never worked with him, never talked to him, never interviewed him, never been interviewed by him. So I'm not sitting here saying, Pete Hegseth, none of this is true. And I don't know. But I think it is informative that all of these people who worked with him at Fox News, who have high profiles, they're public personalities, they have careers, they're willing to stake their names, their faces, their reputations, and their credibility on the line. They're staking that and saying, no, this is not Pete Hegseth. These are lies. And what's being said about Pete Hegseth, what are they actually pushing back against and denying is true? Anonymous innuendos, anonymous attacks, anonymous things. So the people who are making these accusations against Pete Hegseth, they are not putting their names on the line. They're not putting their reputations and their careers on the line. They are not willing to come forward and say it with everyone knowing who they are making these accusations. Now, I think that's pretty informative these days. I think that tells me something. You got one side willing to stake their names and reputations, and you got the other side hiding in the shadows saying, oh, no, he did this. I just don't want to stake my name and career and reputation on it. Now, that doesn't mean that one side's telling the truth and the other side isn't, although I guess by definition, one side is telling the truth and the other side isn't. I'm not telling you who is. I'm just telling you that when you're trying to determine who has credibility here, the people who are not hiding in the shadows and not concealing their names, usually, well, that should count for something. So that was a very smart tactic there to remind everybody what they did to Brett Kavanaugh, and Brett Kavanaugh fought just like Pete Hegseth is doing, and Brett Kavanaugh ultimately won. And it was in front of the exact same body of jurists that you're looking at right now. The jurors in this case are the Republican senators. They've got to be in line, and he can't afford to lose more than 3 of those Republican senators. So it's a smart tactic, number one, to remind everyone about Kavanaugh. It was another smart tactic that you just saw there for him to say, this isn't about me. This is about me personally. They're trying to stop me because I'm going to advance Trump's reform agenda in the Pentagon. That's smart too. Make it about the policy, make it about Trump, make it about his agenda, and not make it about yourself personally. One other very smart tactic when you're trying to ingratiate yourself and win support amongst Republicans is to go after the media.
I'm proud of what I fought for. I'm not going to back down from them one bit. I will answer all of these senators' questions, but this will not be a process tried in the media. I don't answer to anyone in this group. None of you, not to that camera at all. I answer to President Trump, who received 76 million votes on behalf and a mandate for change. I answer to the 100 senators who are part of this process and those in the committee. And I answer to my Lord and Savior and my wife and my family. I'm proud to be here. And as long as Donald Trump wants me in this fight, I'm going to be standing right here in this fight, fighting to bring our Pentagon back to what it needs to be.
I love that he went right after the media. He talked to them in their face and said, I'm going to answer every question, but not your questions. This is not about you. It's not about the media. I'm not going to engage in any of this with you. But those senators who ask me questions, absolutely, I'll answer everything that they want to know. I also like the fact that he said, I don't answer to you. I answered Donald Trump, who put me here. And then he almost said the 53 senators. And then he wisely and politically said the 100 senators. But let's face it, it's really those 53 Republican senators, because Democrats are not going to be like Republicans. You see, Republicans went ahead and voted to the tune of what, 95-2. Lloyd Austin, Joe Biden's defense secretary nominee, got support in the Senate. 95-2. The two votes against him were Mike Lee and Josh Hawley, right? Lloyd Austin, the guy who oversaw the Afghanistan debacle, the guy who went missing in action, the guy and didn't tell his superiors or his deputy. He was just disappeared because he had a medical condition. You can't do that. Nobody in the military is allowed to do that. Lloyd Austin, the guy who has ushered in the transgender CRT DEI policies that's crippling the Pentagon's recruitment efforts right now. Yeah, that guy got 95 votes in the Senate, with all Republicans except for 2 voting for him. But Pete Hegseth here, he's got to go to the mat to try to get those same Republicans to support him. But I approach you with just one humble notion. Donald Trump won. He did everything he was supposed to do to win, convincingly. And he's now, at lightning speed, selected his cabinet. And he's got a Republican majority in the Senate. Say it with me. Donald Trump deserves to have the team that he wants on day one. And it shouldn't be dragged out. It shouldn't be delayed. Get to the hearings starting the first week of January when the new Congress assembles. Let's get through it and let this president do what the American people want him to do. Why is that hard? Hey guys, it's Larry O'Connor, Larry from Town Hall. Thank you for finding me over here on my personal channel. And please like and subscribe, because I've got some brand new all original content coming really soon that we're going to be churning out every single day right here on this channel, separate from my Town Hall channel. So like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.